Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm a little bit surprised by this Syndra pick, because it feels like there was an insane amount of synergy.
I'm like looking through the ban list, wondering where it is. Oh, Chovy's doing it again.
Okay.
So it's going to be his very famous mid Aatrox. This is a pick that dates back a very, very long time, and something that he has had a lot of success on in the past. That being said, Aatrox has been through a lot of changes in that time, and we'll just have to see how Chovy is going to go, as it looks like Morgan will be piloting the cannon there towards the top side of the map. So not exactly the greatest when it comes to damage range and variance there when you pair it on the top side. And also, you know, the CC from cannon is quite short-lived with his Mark of the Storm, so the setup for spears, I don't know either. I'm very interested to see how he plays out the laning phase, because Chovy is always so good at navigating lanes that are range versus melee like this. Even his Scion was actually crushing lane in that game. His tank play has always been very good. Bruiser play, the same thing as you guys have seen with his Renekton.
The resources bar for... Oh, hold that thought.
That was a little bit sad. Is Def not going to be able to click the
There's
left,
the
and actually
chompers.
doesn't need to worry about it. Is exactly right. Chompers are there, and the minions are also, as the crashdown's going to be flayed this time around. Vista was tanking the turret, unfortunately, as we've got double entry towards the bottom side of the map as Fly's going to teleport down. He's looking for Deft, who still has the flash. He's now up against the wall, does get over, but it's not going to be enough. Undertow catches him. Dread grabs the kill, and they'll transition right into a Mountain Drake.
I mean, this was so well played by a Freak of Freaks. You know, after the kill is not a success.
We've got an Infernal Drake to come through next, so another Cloud Soul most likely. As Bank going to be hooked up here. Flame Chompers are good this time around, and Vista just sweeps him up. Deft gets himself a little bit of a shield, and then takes the Lantern for some repositioning. Certainly a very excited Jinx, as now Deft is hurriedly trying to grab
He's
that
like,
level 6.
give me 6.
Exactly, yeah. He
got
gets it! Do we have
Wait for
enough
the shield.
mana?
Ooh.
Yep. This is scary.
He's
Okay,
baiting
Dread's
it.
going to come down.
This actually could be a
Ragnarok
pick.
has been procced as Deft is going to get stunned up. That's actually a real shame.
Oh my
Now
God.
he's looking to try and turn it
Double.
back, but it's not going to work. Double kill for Dread once again.
Oh, 2 for
Reckless
2.
Swing collects it. Very, very nice.
Lehen stays. He waits, and this is the pairing that, you know, we see so often with the Rel and the Olaf. It's so easy to set up these attract repels.
Chovy looking for Keen, as it looks like this Herald should go over to Humalive.
Try to trade back an objective here, but that is so much gold going over to Dread.
Yeah.
But I think this is a fight you absolutely have to take us on YP Esports to try to bring back trade in the game.
There's the Hex Flash. In goes the Killer Instinct as well, as Deft immediately exhausted. Does have his flash available, but he's standing his ground, trying to take down Bang. Takes the Lantern for the extra movement. Oh my goodness, Bang able to flash his way out. Deft getting shot down by minions and has to be careful as Dread is booking it towards the bottom side, but Johan also is here as the hook is going to connect immediately. Ragnarok to cancel out the CC. The spear is going to connect there as Johan. You have to be a little bit careful. Still 1 versus 3 is Deft going to have to take down that ward, and he will do so as Super Mega Death Rocket finds Bang in the back line, and that's the first kill for Humble Life Esports.
And you definitely get the Drake now, but you're going to get a little bit more than that. You're hoping for a turret plate. They're actually going to drop this Rift Herald down here, so they're going to get a lot more than one turret plate. They're going to get the whole thing. And this is a fantastic position. Def doesn't have enough health for them to really push the issue here because they don't have a minion wave, but they just rotate back in, get the Infernal Drake. The answer looks like is very possible.
Alahens. Okay, gets around the side. And now it looks like with Chovy moving on in and Fly being stuck in the mid lane, they're not going to be able to contest this. So, we will have an Ocean Soul. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got 3 different souls so far today. There by Lehens, as now Morgan could be in trouble. There's the ulti, is Slicing Maelstrom. Not going to really be too much value as he gets completely juked, does Dread, unfortunately. Look at a replay from somewhere. This was where the Rel and Morgan died.
Yep. I mean, it looks like just a skirmish here around red. Very, very overextended as Lehens. Like, that was very ambitious, and then obviously King gets a kill on the top side of this fight.
Solo kills him.
Well, there's no one to help, and he's 30 CS up at the moment.
Whoops,
Chovy.
Yeah, could be in trouble yet again. Does have flash, he's going to use it as he cops a house to the head. Okay, Infernal Chains are going to work out there as another house is going to collide with the Aatrox.
Fly didn't have ult, so you know he doesn't have the ability to kill confirm, and Chovy just handles the situation so well, which is really important. And Now this Drake here is, I'll hold that thought.
Okay, Chovy looking for Keen here. World Ender comes down. We'll see whether he can dive this turret as he gets the sweet spot. One more auto will do it as Chovy. Does he have an Umbral Dash? He has the Q! And finishes it off beautifully. A solo kill for a solo kill. He says, you're welcome, Morgan.
That's a cool thing about this Aatrox pick too, is at this stage of the game, you can actually put it in the solo lane against the Gnar and get solo kills in these moments.
Yeah.
So he's significantly fed, right? He actually went Stride Breakers, so he's going to be able to duel and actually set up kills a lot better, in fact, in these side lane scenarios, and even is able to chase under turret there.
And his Jinx just is so stable, it always has been. Really is a joy to watch. And one of those picks that if it's in the meta, you take it away from Deft. That's generally how it works. As Chovy is between a rock and a hard place a little bit here, as Bang's getting a lot of work done. World Ender does come down as Chovy finds himself some relative safety, but it's not as safe as he would like. Lehens gets Super Mega Death Rocket. Don't mind Chovy, he's just going to walk out of the fight as the rest of Hanwha Live looking to put the screws in. Bang has to limp home, flies at half health.
Rotate very quickly, don't have any assassins, don't have any lockdown champions to go and punish these side laners very easily. Kennen can get out very quickly. We've seen Chovy already, no matter what lane he's pushing in, gets out very easily.
Fly's going to get flashed on here as he does make it out, but it's just going to be pulled back in.
Everything is hit by everything.
You dodge like one or two things, and then when the fifth and sixth and seventh thing comes at you, then it's a little bit more difficult.
Fairly low action. We haven't seen very many straight up team fights. It's just been picks after picks, failed trades in the bot lane. And then now,
and Afrika have absolutely no idea that this is happening. This is exactly what Damwon did to Fred Brion earlier on. It's just take Barons. And without Fly, I guess they didn't feel like they were going to be able to take that one away. But
Chovy is as strong as he's ever going to be at this stage of the game. Like, he's super powerful. He's super potent. It's almost impossible to deal with him. And why is Lehens flanking like this?
Lehens is in the wrong position, as he is definitely going to die. Presses Magnet Storm, because why not? As now Vista has to contend with Keen, who does have Mega Nub, but he gets played out. And unfortunately, the CC doesn't really work. Super Mega Death Rocket just hitting the backline there as Morgan flashes in. The Slicing Maelstrom is amazing. And honestly, this team fight could not have gone any better. Deft is excited, so are we. And Hanwha Life Esports, with their Baron, decide that they don't even really want to take a dragon.
Nope. Dread is actually running for the hills. He got his minion wave. And he's like, I'm going to get away with it too. Looks like he actually will be able to escape. Sees the ward. Bang is here. Chovy, got to be careful. You don't know about that.
I mean, Chovy sees Bang and he runs forward, as you can see. As okay, Dread's in a lot of trouble. The dragon is going to be taken there. Just Johan getting that one done as Chovy. Oh my goodness.
You can't do anything about this, and if you're trying to chase Chovy, then the rest of the map gets opened up for Hanwha Life Esports because they have two great
solos. Oh no, Super Mega Death Rocket even flying through. His Fly is actually going to be alive for the moment, but is it going to be for much longer? As Crashdown gets Lehens out, as Deft with that rapid fire cannon can shoot from what feels like 2 screens away. Plus Ocean Soul
Morgan's
terrifying as Morgan looking for the opportunity here is up. Goodbye Fly. And now Lehens once again trying to crash down out of the fight, but the World Ender comes through from Chovy. They've locked him down. The Magnet Storm does absolutely nothing. Bang now having to get himself the hell out of here. And he'll get slowed down by the zap as well, as in goes Chovy with the flash. Oh my god, Fed Aatrox is a thing to behold.
I mean, he's just so ahead, and you have 2 champions in this game for Hanwha Life that can actually find, flank, and kill someone who's isolated on the side. Fly was the first victim. As soon as he's dead, they can just collapse in. Chovy's not afraid of anybody. And he's not even scared of 2 players right now.
Yeah, now he's looking for a couple of people so that he can make sure that they guarantee the Ocean Soul as well. And yes, Keen and Dread are going to walk away from 1 Aatrox. Just clearing out the minions like he can, and Vista's throwing out hooks left and right. This is non-committal CC. They're allowed to do this, right? Hanwha Life, they would just keep them here. It's like a shooting gallery. That's a little bit of a stun onto Johan, but they will not be perturbed. Remember, this is Ocean Soul. The play out from Keen. You ain't crushing anyone, my friend. The first Nexus turret goes down. The next one, Deft has rockets. Lehens dives forward, but it's suicidal at this stage of the game. The flash play comes through. Morgan presses R just because he's excited. Double kill for Johan. And now, Hanwha Life are just standing next to the fountain, finding all the kills that they would like. Johan, that was a little bit over-ambitious. as now everyone's getting on, pressing their stopwatch buttons, and this game is over. An absolute shellacking from Harmon Life Esports. And I imagine that Def did a fair bit, but yeah, there we go. 24k versus the 10k of Bang. And of course, you see a lot of damage coming out of these spears and from the Aatrox as well, but some pretty dismal numbers over on the side of Afrika that, honestly, they didn't make it out of mid-game. They just didn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, they couldn't. Once Chovy got fed, you have a, Kennen who can also catch people in the map, and like, there's just no way back into this game if you're Afrika, unfortunately, at this stage. Like, This is why Aatrox is strong, is if you hit that snowball, then you just become so powerful that you cannot overcome it.
Hello and welcome back for the second analyst desk of tonight. And Hana Life takes game number 1 away from Afrika Freaks. And we saw a lot of ban cards going over to the AD champions that can lane in the mid lane. And then Chovy went back to one of the signature picks, Aatrox. So he had a lot of mind games going around this mid lane pick, especially about Chovy's AD champion pool. But Chovy still takes his own way. He had his own solution to a given situation. When it comes down to these Nidalee and Aatrox having a comp in mid and jungle, well, we do see a damage balance between these two picks, but still, they don't have any synergy together paired up as a top, or rather mid and jungle duo. But Chovy, he just played this game by himself and he was able to find the breakthrough for his team. Looking at the draft, we were not sure about this Aatrox mid pick, but Chovy is a player that can pilot an AD melee champion with a high sustainability. And at the same time, Hana Life Esports, they were going really hard not on the bottom lane with Jinx and Thresh duo. Even though they died to Olaf for a couple of times, but still, Hana Life wanted to play around their push priority on the bottom lane. And let's take a look at the Jinx win rates from Deft, and also her win rate as in a vacuum in the LCK Spring Split. So we do see a very vivid difference between these two. It's not about Jinx being super OP, maybe it's about Deft, the way he pilots this champion, how Hana Life Esports was able to kind of play around their advantage with this pick. Jinx is not a champion that is too OP right now, but still Hana Life was able to make her fed, and then they were able to close out the game. And together with Thresh, one of the OP champions on the support role as well, they were able to go really hard on the bottom lane. And Jinx victory is added to Deft's match history once again here, so no wonder why this guy has an insane win rate on this champion. But let's take a look at this first highlight where Jinx and Thresh was able to outplay this combat. Well, goes into the face of Jinx, but both Lehans and Bangs actually stepped on the trap of Deft. So they were not able to close out this fight, or they were not able to clean up any kills. But we have to keep in mind that Jinx has a global ultimate, and they had all eyes on these low HP champions, and Kai'Sa was wanting to land that W skill onto Jinx, but that one missed, and Afrika Freaks must be aware of Jinx's ultimate as well, but Rel was not, having heads up for that potential snipe coming from downtime. But at the same time, also the fact that Kai'Sa was also looking for a reset in that kind of situation with no one around her was also really odd. And that was the point where Hana Life Esports was able to push the issue forward. They always had the lane priority, but Olaf was always there to kind of clean up the kills. But this time around, because of that snipe coming from Deft, Hana Life Esports was able to finally kind of go aggressively on the bottom lane. But still, that kill was coming in a clutch moment, so Hana Life Esports was able to open up more space for them to come back in this game. Then now, let's take a look at this montage highlight from Chovy escaping from 5 players on the side of Africa Fricks. Chovy revealed himself to that control ward, so everyone is collapsing on him. And then watch Vista, he even commits his flash in order to give him this lantern, but actually Chovy turns to the left-hand side of the map and he dodges every skill possible. It was a 4-on-1 situation, but Chovy was able to survive that because he was able to sidestep every skill that was used by Africa Fricks players. I think that kind of storyline was not on Africa's plan to make a pick onto that Aatrox. Chovy, with that phenomenal mechanical skill, was able to survive that gank from the 4 of the enemies, and they were able to actually step ahead of Africa Fricks. And since the mid-game Hana Life Esports was able to accelerate the lead up against Africa Fricks, and Chovy will pick up the POG on Aatrox, the champion. He has not been playing for a while, but still, he was able to pop off. And look at the CS difference at 15-minute mark. There were some moments where Syndra had a lane priority, but it's really impressive to see that he was still ahead in CS during the laning phase. And a solo kill on Keen was also really on point. And the replay of the highlight we saw earlier. It's really odd to see that this champion got disfed at this point in this game, and he got surrounded by 4 of the enemies, but still he was able to survive, and later on he was able to actually make a lot of picks by himself, sometimes together with his teammates. And now we are seeing more and more Aatrox coming out, not with Gore Drinker, but actually with the Stride Breaker. Chovy is now on top of the POG standing. He is the leader here in the LCK, together with Chovy and Pusic, and also Showmaker. 9 for 9 over to Aatrox. But still, we want to admit that the bottom duos were doing a fantastic work as well. But still, it's really amazing to see this player was doing a fantastic work on Aatrox, a champion that was not being played on the mid lane for a while. Africa Fricks really need this win to continue their playoff contention, so let's move over to game number 2.